His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa has returned to the Kingdom of Bahrain yesterday after a private visit to France, which was followed by a working visit to Italy, during which His Majesty the King met with the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni. During His Majesty the King's working visit to Italy, His Majesty held talks with the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni, on the deep-rooted historical ties between means of enhancing and developing them in all fields, in addition to regional and international developments of common interest.
Bartonore, attenti!
The two sides discussed the situation in the Middle East and joined efforts to reach a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. The Italian Prime Minister congratulated His Majesty the King on Bahrain's election as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council for the 2026 to 2027 term. The talks included relations between the two friendly countries, including economic cooperation in light of the upcoming visit of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to Rome in September, and the agreements that will be signed on the occasion. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, arrived in the United States of America on an official visit. During the visit, His Royal Highness will meet with the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, as well as senior officials from the US administration to explore avenues for advancing bilateral relations and expanding cooperation across key sectors in support of shared goals and interests. Upon arrival, His Royal Highness was received by the Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Ziani, the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the Minister of Legal Affairs and Acting Minister of Labour, Yusuf bin Abdul Hussein Khalaf, and the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Abdullah bin Adel Fakhru. Bahrain's Ambassador to the United States of America, Sheikh Abdullah bin Rashid Al Khalifa, along with several senior officials. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, met with Ambassador Jameson Gray, the US Trade Representative. The meeting took place as part of His Royal Highness's official visit to the US. His Royal Highness affirmed that the relations between Bahrain and the US, which span more than 130 years, are driven by a shared commitment to expanding bilateral collaboration and fostering deeper economic integration. His Royal Highness underscored the importance of broadening bilateral cooperation to realise mutual ambitions. His Royal Highness noted the significant progress made across key economic sectors, particularly in commerce and investment. His Royal Highness highlighted the crucial role of the United States trade zone in Bahrain, outlining its contribution to encouraging a dynamic economic environment, strengthening Bahrain-US trade relations, creating greater investment opportunities and partnerships, and advancing economic integration. In this regard, His Royal Highness emphasised the importance of seizing the opportunities created by the recently signed bilateral agreements, which are set to elevate the Bahrain-US partnership. During the meeting, issues of common interest, as well as the latest regional and international developments, were also discussed. The Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and several senior officials also attended the meeting. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, attended a reception hosted by the US Chamber of Commerce at its headquarters, bringing together Bahraini and American companies. The Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, was in attendance. Collaboration between firms from the private sectors of Bahrain and the US will be announced during His Royal Highness's official visit to the US. Upon arrival, His Royal Highness was received by the Chair of the Board and Chair of the Executive Committee of the US Chamber of Commerce, Ross Perot Jr. His Royal Highness attributed the progress witnessed across all sectors, including the economy, to the ambitious vision of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and to the tireless efforts and determination of Team Bahrain in building a more prosperous future for the kingdom. His Royal Highness noted that Bahrain continues to champion the expansion of international partnerships that deepen economic growth and attract valuable investment opportunities. His Royal Highness highlighted the importance of supporting bilateral economic and investment cooperation by strengthening existing partnerships, which contributes to the development of key sectors. His Royal Highness affirmed that the private sector in both Bahrain and the US serves as a vital partner in advancing greater cooperation between the two countries. His Royal Highness went on to highlight that the bilateral relations between Bahrain and the US are based on the strong foundations of friendship and joint cooperation, which are strengthened by strategic partnerships across diverse sectors spanning over 130 years. His Royal Highness commented that strengthening cooperation between the two countries is crucial to create opportunities for development through joint investments, expertise exchange and partnerships that advance mutual interests. On behalf of His Majesty and His Royal Highness, the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, delivered an address in which he conveyed Bahrain's deep appreciation for the warm hospitality and the efforts of the American Chamber of Commerce in organising the reception.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Crown Prince and Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Bahrain. Your Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa, Minister of the Prime Minister's Court. Your Excellencies, dear guests. On behalf of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad, I wish to express Bahrain's deep appreciation for the hospitality of the US Chamber of Commerce, the world's largest business organization, for the work that has gone into making today possible. It is a pleasure to be back in Washington today and to be in the presence of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince to highlight the economic opportunities our two countries share. While there's much to cover, allow me please to make 3 brief points. First, I'd like to highlight Bahrain's position in our growing GCC region today. Bahrain represents one of the Gulf's most dynamic investment opportunities. In 2024, we recorded one of the fastest growth rates in the region, and the World Bank projects we will remain among the leaders in 2025, with growth forecast to be more than 3.5%. Bahrain is now the most diversified economy in the GCC. Financial services and manufacturing are the largest sectors in our economy, and non-oil sectors overall account for more than 86% of GDP. This transformation is evident in our trade performance as well. In 2024, trade reached over 60% of GDP, well above the global average. Over the past 5 years, trade volumes are up 31%, and foreign direct investment stock has grown by more than 40%. In total, we've secured over $46 billion in investment across logistics, manufacturing, tourism, and finance with partners like you. That brings me to my second point, the Bahrain-US trade relationship. Bahrain was the first GCC country to sign a US free trade agreement in 2006. And since then, US firms like Amazon Web Services, Citibank, and Mondelez, to name a few, and West Point Home, have chosen Bahrain as their regional base. They're drawn by our open economy, strong rule of law, and access to the Gulf market. The United States has, for some time now, maintained a significant trade surplus with Bahrain. That's not incidental. It's a direct result of our commitment to open markets and of our commitment to American enterprise. A balanced and sustainable trade relationship that benefits both nations is something that we will continue to prioritize. In the last decade, the bilateral trade between the US and Bahrain has risen more than 60%, reaching over $3 billion last year, one of the highest levels in 15 years. And recently, with the US trade zone being launched in Bahrain, we're opening a new platform to support American companies expand across our growing region. And finally, I'm pleased to highlight today a new era of our US-Bahraini trade partnership. During His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister's visit this week, we are proud to announce a $17 billion investment package to power the next chapter between our two countries, which includes a $4.6 billion deal between Gulf Air, our national carrier, Boeing, and GE to purchase 18 new Boeing aircraft and to support Bahrain's growing ambitions as an aviation hub. In addition, through our sovereign wealth fund, Mumtalakat, we are currently looking at over $2 billion of potential investment in the aluminum sector to create jobs in the downstream aluminum space and to create new industrial parks across the United States and build on our know-how and engineering in the aluminum sector. As a financial hub for the region, with many investment banks and private equity firms operating out of Bahrain, We are also announcing over $10.7 billion of investment into US private equity and the US financial sector to continue to build on mutual prosperity. And with a big focus on the technology space and ensuring that we have the right skills, ensuring that we have the right infrastructure, and ensuring that we have the right regulatory environment. Today, we will also be announcing $200 million of investment in digital infrastructure and tech partnerships with Oracle, Cisco, and Subcom, which underscore our deep confidence in American innovation. We are especially proud that we will be signing and formalizing the Subcom and Cisco deals today in the presence of His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince. When you add Bahrain's strategic location, its forward-looking regulatory environment, its free trade access, and importantly, our upcoming direct flight route between Bahrain and New York, one thing definitely becomes clear. Bahrain is becoming a launch pad for American enterprise. And this has developed over 2 centuries. This is more than trade. It is trust. This is more than investment. It is a commitment. The Gulf's future will be built on innovation, openness, and partnership. And we invite American business to be part of our story. Thank you.
His Royal Highness and Ross Perot Jr. then witnessed the announcements and signing ceremony of several agreements between the private sectors, Bahrain and the US, that are valued at approximately $17 billion as follows. Digital solutions for the government's information and telecommunications network from Cisco, signed on behalf of Bahrain by the Ambassador of Bahrain to the US, Sheikh Abdullah bin Rashid Al Khalifa, and on the American side by the Vice President of Global Public Policy Government Affairs at Cisco, Nicole Isaac. The establishment of an 800-kilometre multi-fibre submarine cable linking Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait and Iraq with global networks. The agreement was signed on behalf of Bahrain by the CEO of Bahrain Mumtalakat Holding Company, Sheikh Abdullah bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and by the CEO of Subcom, David Coughlin, on the American side. In addition, the following was announced: the launch of direct flights between Bahrain and New York City, US, strategic cooperation between Bahrain's Mumtalakat Holding Company and several American companies, with a total investment value reaching $2 billion, aimed at creating job opportunities in aluminium-related downstream industries. A collective investment of $10.7 billion in the United States by several financial institutions and private sector firms from Bahrain. The reception was also attended by senior officials and private sector representatives from both the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United States. part of the official visit by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to the US, Bahrain and the US signed a cooperation agreement on the peaceful use of nuclear energy. The agreement was signed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdulatif Al-Zayani, and US Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The agreement aims to promote cooperation between Bahrain and the US in nuclear energy, supporting sustainable development, and Bahrain's commitment to achieving carbon neutrality by 2060. It is also intended to strengthen international efforts in tackling climate change and protecting the environment. The Minister described the agreement as a significant step forward in strategic partnership, reflecting the Kingdom's intention to benefit from US expertise in this vital sector. He affirmed Bahrain's commitment to meeting its civil nuclear energy needs in alignment with the highest shared security interests. This agreement builds upon the Comprehensive Security Integration and Prosperity Agreement, CSIPA, which expanded bilateral cooperation in defence, emerging technologies, trade and investment. Bahrain-US relations have been growing in various fields thanks to the keenness of the two friendly countries to develop them. These relations date back more than 120 years and are built in respect, trust and integration. More in this report.
In a relationship that transcends politics and geography, the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United States of America continue to solidify one of the longest-standing partnerships in the region, which dates back more than 120 years since the arrival of the first American medical and educational missions to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Decades of understanding have resulted in a diverse collaboration that included health, economy, education, and more recently space science. From the American Mission Hospital in Manama to the launch of the first Bahraini satellite Al-Mundhir from an American airbase in 2025. Reciprocal visits at the highest levels reflect the strength of this relationship as exemplified by defense agreements such as the Defense Cooperation Agreement and the Comprehensive Security Integration and Prosperity Agreement CSIPA as a pillar of the U.S. strategic presence in the region as the Kingdom hosts the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet. Economically, the Kingdom of Bahrain was the first GCC country to sign a free trade agreement with Washington in 2000, which increased investment between the two sides and contributed to raising trade exchange to about $3 billion annually. In education, exchange programs and academic cooperation have flourished, while space cooperation today represents a partnership that is built on the values of respect, trust, and integration.
2C's Motorsport, owned by His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, has achieved a new milestone with 2 consecutive wins from start to finish and a third podium at the British Circuit of Centreton, as the team continues to lead the British GT Championship as the season draws to a close. His Highness expressed pride in this achievement, adding that the team performed perfectly again throughout the round. The preparation was excellent, the strategic plan was clear, and the execution was of the highest level of professionalism. He said that the drivers in both cars took every possible opportunity to excel on the track. He added that the team carried strong momentum into the next round at Brands Hatch and will continue to challenge until the end. His Highness stressed that 2C's Motorsport will continue its commitment to support and develop Bahraini motorsport by competing in major international championships and praising Bahrain's name in international forums. He expressed aspiration to be an inspiring platform for young Bahraini talents and to be part of Bahrain's sporting achievements under the leadership of His Majesty the King and the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. Shura Council Chairman Ali Al-Saleh delivered a speech before the Federation Council of the Federal Assembly of Russia. During his speech, Al-Saleh affirmed Bahrain's pride in the strong historical relations with Russia, which were established by His Majesty the King and President Vladimir Putin. He pointed out that Bahraini-Russian relations are based on solid foundations of mutual respect, understanding and constructive cooperation in various fields. He praised the strong relations between Bahrain and Russia and the tangible development of these relations in various fields, especially through high-level royal visits. The chairman pointed out that Bahrain has laid the foundations of comprehensive and sustainable development and has been able to achieve outstanding successes in all vital fields. He affirmed the Shura Council's commitment to enhancing parliamentary cooperation with the Federal Assembly and activating constructive dialogue within legislative frameworks, which contributes to translating agreements into a tangible reality that benefits both friendly countries. Shura Council Chairman Ali Al-Saleh held a parliamentary meeting with the Speaker of the Federation Council of the Federal Assembly of Russia, Valentina Matviyenko. He affirmed Bahrain's long-standing and distinguished relations with the Russian Federation, which continue to grow through strong principles and promising partnerships. He praised the close friendship and ongoing cooperation between the two countries. Al-Saleh highlighted the shared development vision and ongoing efforts to strengthen ties, noting that both Bahrain and Russia have the potential to create more investment opportunities in key sectors. The chairwoman of the Federation Council welcomed Al-Saleh and his delegation, noting that the visit enhances parliamentary ties and reflects a shared interest in exchanging legislative experiences and strengthening a bilateral friendship. Shura Council Chairman Ali Al-Saleh and the Chairwoman of the Federation Council, Valentina Matviyenko, signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Parliamentary Cooperation. The MOU enhances parliamentary diplomacy between Bahrain and Russia and consolidates the strong relations between the two friendly countries and develops cooperation which received the support of His Majesty the King. On the occasion, Al-Saleh explained that the MOU sets a comprehensive framework for embracing parliamentary relations between the two chambers and contributes to strengthening cooperation and coordination in support of legislative and parliamentary work in both countries. Shura Council Chairman Ali Al-Saleh met with the Speaker of the Russian State Duma, Vyacheslav Volodin. Al-Saleh affirmed that Bahrain's parliamentary diplomacy has achieved remarkable success since the beginning of the prosperous era of His Majesty the King. He expressed pride in the level reached by Bahraini-Russian relations and the close ties between the two friendly countries. Al-Saleh praised the growing Bahraini-Russian cooperation and coordination, especially in light of the signing of more MOUs and bilateral agreements which benefit the two countries and their peoples. For his part, the Speaker of the Russian State Duma welcomed and stressed that Al-Saleh's visit is an important milestone in the course of relations between Russia and Bahrain. The Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications, Dr. Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, received Minister of Public Works of Kuwait, Dr. Noura Al-Mshan, and accompanying delegation during her official visit to Bahrain, which aims to enhance bilateral cooperation and exchange experiences and expertise in the transport, telecommunications and logistics sectors between the two brotherly countries. The Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications praised the deep brotherly relations between Bahrain and Kuwait, highlighting the strategic partnership based on mutual respect and cooperation. He emphasised the importance of expanding cooperation and infrastructure and transportation, ensuring smooth maritime traffic flow, and pushing forward joint Gulf economic projects within the GCC's vision for greater integration. Dr. Al-Mshan expressed pride in the deep fraternal relations between Kuwait and Bahrain, praising Bahrain's efforts in developing transportation infrastructure and port sectors. In a joint working meeting, the two sides discussed activating existing agreements and developing joint initiatives in ports, maritime navigation and land transportation. Both ministers toured Khalifa bin Salman Port and cruised to Bamahir Fort. The parliamentary delegation participated in the second session of the 16th ASEAN Interparliamentary Assembly Conference held in Cambodia, under the theme Addressing Contemporary Risks and Challenges Through Parliamentary Cooperation. MP Walida Dosere affirmed that Bahrain attaches great importance to the impacts of climate change, environmentally, economically and socially. He added that these challenges have been included among the top government priorities, reflecting a clear commitment to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and enhancing climate security. He also highlighted Bahrain's legislative authorities' interest in supporting collective parliamentary action to confront such challenges. The Bahraini parliamentary delegation participated in two sessions of the 16th ASEAN Interparliamentary Assembly Conference held in Cambodia. Shura Council member Talal Al-Manai addressed the session and promoting parliamentary contributions to regional and global peace. He encouraged a comprehensive international peace conference in the Middle East to foster long-term understanding and development. He reiterated that parliaments play a vital role in protecting rights, promoting cooperation and building sustainable peace through legislative tools and shared dialogue. He concluded by emphasising Bahrain's ongoing commitment to initiatives that support global peace, justice and inter-parliamentary cooperation. The Parliamentary Division delegation also held a meeting with the chairman of the Foreign Relations and International Cooperation Committee of the Cambodian Parliament. The two sides emphasised the depth of the friendship and cooperation relations between both countries and their keenness to enhance joint parliamentary cooperation and exchange experiences in legislative work and parliamentary diplomacy. They also emphasised the importance of coordinating positions and regional and international parliamentary forums. The Bahrain Toy Festival 2025 and the Creativity Platform continue to offer a variety of entertainments, arts and crafts and activities for different age groups. The event offers a range of art stations designed to inspire children and encourage them to explore their abilities and express their personalities through art and participatory activities. The event attracts thousands of families from inside and outside the Kingdom of Bahrain and features world-famous games and beloved popular characters, making it a unique experience for children and young people alike. The large turnout and continued success of the festival reflects Bahrain's vision to diversify entertainment options by organising innovative and interactive events that meet the aspirations of Bahraini and GCC families.